Hello friends, welcome you all. I am Sundar from Symphonia Wealth. So as we approach the elections, as investors we have this very important question: what will happen to markets as elections are approaching? What will happen and what can be the outcome? So naturally you know that it is very difficult to predict the outcome of an election or the market. But let me try and tell you, is anything to do with elections and market? Is there a linkage? I think the answer is definitely yes, because for the market to move, economy is very important, and for the economy to do well, I think a stable government with policy decisions are very, very important. So naturally there is a linkage between elections and market. So there is no doubt about it. But can we predict what can be the outcome? I think the answer is no. But what as an investor can we do? What are the different kinds of scenario which can play out? And as an investor, how should you be ready? I think that's what we will try and see in this video. So according to my thesis, I think there are three scenarios which can play out. One is, the scenario number one is the current ruling government continues to win with majority and continues in the power. This is scenario one. Scenario two is there can be a hung parliament or an hung assembly which will be led by the current government. And the third scenario could be that there is a change in the government, which means the current opposition becomes the ruling party. So these are the broad three scenarios which can play out. So what are the probability of this playing out? Of course, there is no defined max because we know that we can't predict, and second, things keep changing very fast. But with the current situation, I think the probability of the current government either through full majority or with a hung parliament likely to lead again is more than 70-80%. So why is the probability very high? I think the reason is, one, for this government to be defeated, not only this government, any government to be defeated, the opposition needs to be very, very strong. But as we currently speak, the opposition is still getting created. So which means we have very limited time, maybe another 100 days left for the opposition to really come back in full power, and still they can win. Of course, that probability cannot be ruled out, but the time is very limited and they are yet to come with any kind of great conclusions. And the second important thing is the recent election results from the states. Out of the 5 states, the current government was actually able to win most of the states, almost 3 states. So which gives a lot of sentiment. Of course, again, a state election result has no guarantee that the result will be continued in the union elections. But the current trend is suggesting, so that's where the probability of this government continuing is very high. Again, it can change. The third scenario to play out is that the current government loses and the new government comes over, assuming there is a change in government. For that, the probability is just about 20% or so. But whatever happens, what will the market react? Assuming the first two probabilities plays out, which means most likely the market will rise even after the elections. Maybe the immediate period after the elections, the market will continue to go up. But if there is a change in government, naturally the markets can fall maybe 20-30%, because we have seen this, whenever there is a change in government, generally markets tends to fall. But what I want you to look at is, don't look at the immediate next 1, 2, 3 months after the elections, because that is very difficult to predict. Like how Bill Gates says that we always overestimate what can happen in the short run and actually underestimate what can change in the long run. So similarly, we actually spend too much time trying to predict what will happen in the next 1 month, 2 month and 3 month post elections. Rather, think what can happen over the next 3-4 years after the elections are over, which means most likely markets will be high because markets are always linked to the economy. So in the short run, of course, to the elections, but in the long run, it is definitely linked to the economy, and elections are not new to India. That also we know. There are many times where the governments have changed, markets have fallen, and eventually it has gone up. Because as far as the economy keeps going up, and we all clearly know that we are marching as India from a 3 trillion economy to a 5 to a 10 trillion economy, which means over the next couple of years and in the longer period, the markets are definitely going to go up much more higher. So as an investor, I think instead of really focusing too much on the short run, I think what we need to focus is how can we participate in this growth story. So the best way is, if you are not very comfortable, confident about investing lump sum money, at least pick up the route of systematic investment or through STPs, because you are at least participating in the market. Because staying away from the market, looking for the election results to play out, I think that can be very deadly. So the best way is participate in the market, assuming there is an opportunity when the market falls and you can actually add lump sum money. I think that can be a bonus to you. So simply don't focus too much on the elections, because elections will keep coming and going. The moment the union elections are over, the state elections will start coming. Again, market will focus on that. But as an investor, I think you should cut these noises and focus on the long term. Believe in India and believe in the India growth story, because India is growing and the whole world is actually recognizing this, and a lot of money is actually coming from outside. And we being in India and we being Indians, I think it is high time we should participate in the India growth story. So thank you for watching. Hope I could give you a little bit of idea, and again the opinions what I've told you is all of my personal opinion and my limited understanding. But I hope that the whatever scenarios I have told, hopefully that will at least help you in terms of building your own mental model so that you can be a better investor. Thank you for watching.